switched.
Well, I mean, they're gonna scan it too. They can always give you that.
Should we are live? Hello.
We are.
Hello everyone. It is another installment of Curse of Strahd tonight. Little D&D buddies. So yeah, we'll just get going. Who would like to do the recap from last time? Would you want me to?
I can do it.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Last time on Curse of Strahd, we were traveling along the road until we came to some gates. We then stole the gates.
Oh god, I forgot about that.
Oh, never forget. We also came upon a windmill and assumed it was unoccupied. So we clicked down the front door to find a young woman making pies. I think it was pies.
Yeah, making pies.
Turns out, through a series of skill checks and magical abilities that are come innately with a particular unarmored fighter subclass, that all was not as it seemed. Later, we realized that they were in fact tags. Combat ensued. We came out victorious. Upon further investigation upstairs, we found a child lost in a cave, and that is where I left off. And I'm not sure you guys got it up from there.
Yeah, we pretty much finished up there. There were 2 children in cages. The girl has got like 1,000-yard stare, and then there's a boy who seems a bit older and talking, just about. But you guys had discovered them, had a little look around the room you were in, and then we finished there, ready for you guys to take a long rest, probably.
I am down for a long rest. I am nearly out of everything I have.
So, yeah, if you guys want to take a long rest, you can. You should... So there's only 1 bed in this horrible place. It is a double bed. But it is very old, like quite a lot of the stuff in here. It is all well worn, well used. But you can sleep in the bed, or you can set out your sleeping bags and sleep wherever you want.
I shall pull out a sleeping. And you know what? I'll save the bed for the children. That seems like the adult thing to do.
Okay. They will be happy to not sleep in the cages, so we're good.
Oh my god, is that my son?
In the carriage with Irina.
Yeah, Irina and Sister Kai are both outside. I believe Sister Kai killed one of the hags.
Oh yeah, like as she was running out the door,
Yeah,
she gave her a good old booping.
Yeah.
She gave her a boop as she was running away. Klexon is going to sleep outside and guard the door.
Should I put the gate on him so he doesn't go anywhere?
Your gate is currently on the cart. There is the corpse of the sister that passed away outside. And yeah, you have your cart. So,
has anybody searched for corpse yet?
I was just gonna go search it when I walked outside.
Hell yeah, cool.
So there you are.
Okay. Gaia, are you going to show up on camera?
I am on camera.
Then this thing is not.
Speaking of camera, I see Baby Cam is active on Discord.
Alright, give me a second. I hate to do this. I should have probably done this before, but okay.
You can't hide my son from me, Kimmy. I know he's there.
There you are.
Hello.
There you are.
You're coming through on this one. There we go. Let's mute you there. Perfect.
Okay.
We all good? There's a baby. He is my co-DM, for those of you who don't know. This is Minibun. Minibun is my co-DM.
Oh, he's a happy boy today.
Mm-hmm.
Good baby. He has a big dice, and sometimes he rolls for our vibes and things like that. But we have, so if you want to search her, Alethea, you will need to make an investigation check. With an 18, you find she's got like, she's got a pouch, but it does not contain gold. Instead, it contains, they are worms, but with like maggot kind of worms, but with human heads, like humanoid heads.
What the fuck?
They're like normal worm size, but they have little heads.
Yuck.
I do believe that's actually their name, yes.
I feel like maybe they turned actual humans into these little critters looking at these things, so I don't really know what to do with them, but I'll take the pouch and probably show Maston because he's like of the wizarding variety.
Yeah.
So.
Do you have your imp still out with you?
Yeah, he can always be like my little guy just hanging around. He's like my Pikachu on my shoulder.
Okay. As he is looking over your shoulder, as you open this and see the worms, he's like, worms.
Oh. You can't eat these.
But I wanna. You can use them as currency in the hells. I wouldn't eat them.
Oh, well, are they for anything else? Are these actual people?
Yeah.
Can we turn them back into humans?
I don't know. How powerful are you?
Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll have to figure that out. But no, we are not using these people.
But I could use the currency back home, though.
Well, you're with me always now, so no thank you.
Oh. Okay, and he seems to pout a little bit. But you have, Irina and Sister Kai are outside in the car. They, would probably come over, and Irina and Sister Kai will want to know if we're resting here. Do you want to carry on to Falaki? Do you want to carry on to, just a little bit further down the road that you could get? Or do you want to stop here and rest?
Well, we know that the windmill is empty, so we should probably rest here.
Okay. Do you bear in mind the other sister disappeared? So you didn't kill her, she just disappeared.
Oh, he did the dip. That's right. That's a good point. It's up to you guys at that point, then.
You can keep going for a little further, perhaps an hour or so before it gets too dark, to travel safely. But it's up to you if you want to stay here and rest through the night and then carry on. I know some of you are quite low on hit points and stuff, and spells.
Yeah, I thought we were taking a long rest.
Yeah, we can stay here and take a long rest. Well, I think
that's what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I noted that the other sister disappeared. So, Maston wanted to know if you still wanted to rest here, because you don't know where she's gone.
Oh yeah, she poofed to non-existence, right?
Yeah, if she comes back, we'll catch these hands.
Okay.
She doesn't want this heat.
There are, 4 floors in the windmill. If any of you want to sleep anywhere in particular, the kids will probably take the bed if no one else does. Because they don't want to sleep in a cage. So those two will have the bed.
I think I'll sleep outside.
Outside? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to be on the cart or just outside?
Yeah, I want to be on the cart.
On the cart? I'll put you over here if you're on the cart, just so I remember who's where. Klaxon is going to sleep outside, but not on the cart.
I would sleep by the door.
You all want to sleep outside? What about you, Fortuna?
Gina sleeps with Mastic.
Okay. So you do sleep outside. And then we have Sister Kai, Irina, Bella, and Elethea on the cart, and then Mastin, Fortuna outside, and Klaxon outside. The kids don't want to be left alone in this spooky place, so when you all start going downstairs, they're going to come out with you. They don't feel safe being left in the windmill, just in cases.
That's reasonable.
You guys can start your long rest. Does anybody do anything in particular during their long rest? Any activities you want to do? Do you want to take watches, that sort of thing?
I feel like we do need to take watches.
I feel like, we should probably keep watch.
Okay. There's enough of you that you can keep watch throughout the night. There's 2 elves as well. 3 elves, sorry. And as you sleep on through the night, let's roll. Great. Klaxon, while you are taking your long rest, you have dreadful visions of not just horrible memories, but also like of you just dripping in blood, surrounded by your party, all that jazz.
Alright, gotcha.
You will gain no benefit from a long rest.
Gotcha. Let me put back down my stats real quick. Take that
And
down.
your hit point maximum is reduced by 7. Please keep a note of your actual hit point maximum, but your hit point maximum is reduced by 7. You would still get a short rest, because you would wake up from these visions, like keep waking up. You would be able to get a short rest if you want to use hit die, but not a long rest to restore stuff like spells and stuff because of all these bad visions.
You got it.
Okay. No one else has any disturbing visions or anything like that. And you guys wake up the next morning. There is Klaxon, you would find some small animals on your hunt. Did you want to go into the trees, or did you want to just stay
Just on the outer edge here where there's, you know, small game, rabbits, squirrels, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what you would find. Squirrels, rabbits, but nothing too big.
Yeah.
But yeah, the rest of you finish your long rest and you wake up. What do you want to do with your day?
I think we should continue onward to Valaki so we can possibly return these young stowaways to any potential family they may have.
Agree.
Yes, they did tell you that they were sold by their family.
So I don't think we should give them back.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Is there going to be like an orphanage or something in somewhere?
You don't know?
No,
You've never been to Malaki, and neither
I-
has Irina, so she doesn't know.
I don't trust the system.
Are you going to look after them forever?
If I have to.
Okay. The children seem to have slept. It seems like the little girl doesn't want to speak or can't speak, but the little boy will sort of look after her a little bit. They're not related, they're not siblings, but obviously they've been through this difficult situation together, so they, the older boy will look after the little girl.
I will try to distract them with some of my storytelling abilities to see if it kind of just like relaxes them a bit.
Yeah. What stories do you tell them? Like fairy tales or?
Yeah, I tell them like basically fables that my character basically wrote himself about time, like eras long past, about gods and men and how those who do greatness can become as good as the gods.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. They seem to like that, but the little girl does not react very much. She's just sort of sitting and chilling.
Yeah, I get it.
She might be in deep shock. There might be something else wrong, but she doesn't really seem to be doing a lot. Do you guys get back on the cart and carry on? Probably a couple of you will have to walk because of the 2 kids.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on the kids.
Okay.
They'll be right there.
I know Klaxon normally walks by
I'll walk.
the... You'll walk as well, Bella? Okay. So you guys carry on.
Cindy's having some Discord issues.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get her back in a second.
Yeah, currently I have no spells that I think can help with spell talk or something, so...
Okay, so you would just be able to get to Vallaki before nightfall. Sorry, I was just counting it. But as you sort of go around this corner, you are in one of those, like, forested... Like, the full forest canopy is above you. And you do hear a lot of noises of animals, mainly like foxes, wolves, that sort of thing. You hear like the chittering of them.
Does it seem out of the ordinary, like, to an unusual extent, or just like the normal sounds of nature?
Make a perception check or a nature check, whichever you prefer.
I'm not gonna lie, I fat fingered nature there because of brain perception, and I'm using an iPad.
Okay.
But the dice still don't lie. It would have been a 9 if it was perception.
What does this wood look like?
Like, I suppose you guys wouldn't really know like typical English woodland, but there are a range of different trees, like big oak trees, smaller trees, that sort of thing, as well as a lot of shrubbery and like leaf litter on the floor.
So it would look different from the Feywild, for sure?
Yes. In the Feywild, the trees are not green, and the grass is not green.
Everything from Britain just looks like Sherwood Forest. Remember that? It's all this Sherwood Forest.
Yeah, if you've ever watched any Robin Hood, like that. Forest like that.
So I'm just making a comment that I miss how the forests look in Feywild and how they're just so different here, and it makes me sad. Yearn for home a little bit.
Yeah.
I was trying to get back in the house because I had to take a
with your nature check, Mastin, you think they're just normal natural sounds of, like I said, foxes, wolves, predatory animals. There is some bird call.
The sweet sounds of the great outdoors.
Sister Kai would know, it sounds like there are, like, crows, sparrows, all that sort of stuff. She's got high perception. There's a lot of bird noise as well as like predatory mammal
Yeah, one
noise.
of my keys are in the house.
So when the forest goes quiet, you have to be scared. You guys
Sure.
continue.
Yeah, I should have, but.
And
then
as you get to
I
Valaki,
was-
it is coming towards
like
the
I
end
said, I
of the
was
day.
literally outside taking a quick phone call. I was gonna
You
go
would
back in.
arrive
And then he never answered. the
just
door.
as it's getting dark, and you can see as you approach, like get into view with the city, they are starting to close the gates.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We might
Wait,
have to,
hold up.
yeah,
Hold
pick
the
up the
gates
pace
for
a little bit
us.
here.
You like shout to them and maybe drive the horses a little faster. They will hold the gates for you, but they don't look very impressed about it. And you enter the city of Valaki. These two guards sort of chastise you a little bit and tell you that if you want to stay in Valaki, you need to note that they close the gates every night.
I give them a heartfelt apology and tell them that they're doing a great job.
They seem to appreciate that a little bit. Don't seem to get much recognition, as it were, in most places. But this is there is still fog outside, but as you get in, there's less fog. It seems to clear a little bit because you're in a more crowded area. A lot of the entrance had like pikes and stuff driven into the ground, and there were wolf heads on them. There was like 6 of them as you came inside.
I'm gonna definitely inquire about that.
Yeah.
Wolf problem?
Yeah, we do have a bit of a problem with wolves and their ilk, so if you want to do any wolf hunting, you'll be paid by the burgomaster. Well, his attendants.
Oh, that sounds promising. Are we paid by head?
Yeah.
Yes. Per head.
Oh, let the party know. Hey, party.
Hey, party.
I
So-
put my head around. Do you happen to have an orphanage here?
Of it, I had just a little bit left.
Uh,
I didn't even look at it today because I was like, it might not be good.
Not like
Yeah,
a
but there's only
proper
a tiny bit left of it.
orphanage, but if you don't want those kids anymore, you can take them to St. Andrews.
I'm assuming that's like a church.
That is a church, yes. And he would give you directions. The gate guard would give you directions to the church. Can you guys see anything on this map or not?
No.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I have very hard time seeing anything on the iPad, but I'm assuming just like
No,
everybody
it's a
else, the
black
answer is
screen.
no.
Black
Yeah.
screen? Okay, let me turn the lighting off. You should be able to
Oh,
see it
there
now.
we go.
So you guys have come in this side over here.
Okay.
And as you can see, it's quite big. The palisade goes all the way around, but it is only a wooden palisade wall. There are several exits. You can go down here, over this side, and there is one at the top as well. And obviously the one you came in.
I forgot.
But you guys enter on in.
It's pretty late. We should probably look for like
But I didn't have my watch.
a tavern or something before we decide if it's due.
And then when you called me again, I was in the middle of that important phone call, so I couldn't.
And now I'm getting tired of eating squirrels and pies.
And then every time you called, I tried calling your phone.
So, you toddle around, basically, looking for somewhere to stay, yeah? You you see most of this is housing and some businesses, but most of you know from adventuring time, there is usually an inn or two in a city like this, and they're usually on the main road, so travelers can find them easy. So you continue into the city till you get to here. At this crossroads, this little red roofed place is called the Blue Water Inn. There is smoke coming from the chimney.
No, I don't.
It has a very sagging roof, and there are several ravens on the roof. The painted wooden sign that says Blue Water Inn shows like a waterfall.
This looks like a good place as any.
So you guys can go on in there. Let me.
Okay.
There's a map for this in case we need it.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to call him and tell him.
But
that
there are
the
several
person is letting me in.
floors.
Yeah, he'll be there. I mean, because he don't go far anyway.
Yeah.
And it looks quite busy in there at the moment. Quite a lot of the tables are taken. What I'm gonna do, because I don't think it matters too much, I'm gonna take the lighting off this one as well, just so you guys can see it easily. So this is the inn. This is the ground floor where you would come in these doors. And then these are the bedrooms up above that look down. And then obviously there is a roof with some little places for like birds probably.
Okay.
So yeah,
Alright.
this is where you are.
Okay, Keisha, I'm gonna talk
There is a place around the back for horses. As you can see, there is a horse already in there. What do you guys want to do?
Fantastic.
I want to talk to the children.
Okay,
Since
What do
they're
you say?
from Valaki, correct?
they are.
Have we learned their names?
You haven't asked them, so they haven't told you yet.
Yes. What is your names? Do you have any by chance?
Yeah, I'm Freak, says the boy. Freak.
I'm sorry, what was the name?
Freak. Freek.
Okay.
And her name, she told me, was Myrtle, I think.
So she is able to talk? She just did she stop a while ago?
Yeah, she stopped like a day or so into being in the cages.
Okay. And then where do your parents live in this city? I suppose you don't want to go back to them. If we could avoid them, would be best.
I don't want to really go back. Myrtle kind of doesn't nod or shake her head or react at all to the question. But I don't want to go back. I can't imagine she would want to go back if, like, you know, they sold her.
Where do you
I might
live
work-
in town so we can avoid that part?
He gives you directions. On the map, I'll note it on the map. So when you
Okay.
go back over to the map later, you'll see.
Just want to make sure we're not taking them straight back there, like, God forbid, it's at the church or something.
Yeah. They do not live by the church.
All I'm saying is technically speaking, I was the kids belong to us by rights because I own the windmill, and that's where we found them. They were strays.
Okay. If you want to adopt the children, I'm sure they wouldn't mind. Claxon, as you put 5 gold down and say to feed the 2 kids, this lady here introduces herself as Danica and says she would be most pleased to feed these 2 children.
And whatever's left over, keep for yourself. And with that, I will walk towards the out of the tavern and go exploring the town.
Okay. You want to go explore the town? What do the rest of you want to do? There are several people in here. These 2 appear to be more noble looking. They're both human. This is an elf looking guy. Older guy. I say older, he could be like anywhere between 300 and nearly 500. Elves don't really age.
I'm going to eavesdrop because I am hungry for the gossip.
Okay, these 2 look like hunters. in all their furs, and then the rest of the people who would just have the commoner block are like everyday townsfolk. So, who do you want to try and eavesdrop on first, Maston?
Always the rich folk. They have the most
Rich
taste.
folk? Okay. So you sit down at a little table. This is a table big enough for all of you. So you sit down there, maybe on the closest to them, and have a little listen in. What do the rest of you want to do while Maston is, just chilling, not doing anything? Fortuna also takes this little sit down.
I would too.
You all have a sit down. Do you guys want to buy like drinks and food?
I'll buy a round of food and drink for whoever stays with me.
Okay, it seems like everybody's going to stay apart from Klaxon. And you see that he has already put money down. And Danica says she will get food for the children. She pops briefly into this back room and then comes back out. But she will come over to your table and ask you guys what you want. You want meals and just ales or wine or
Whatever you recommend.
Okay. How much do you have to spend? That will impact my choice.
I'll put a gold coin down on the table.
1 gold for all of you? Okay. Yes, we can do a dinner for you each. And do you want to stay?
Yes, please.
Okay. It is 2 silver per room to stay.
Let me do a head count real quick.
There's 5 of you.
Including the children. I'm assuming we probably stay in one of our rooms. And our stowaway that we don't talk about.
Oh gosh.
What's that? 12 silver. Yes?
Hold on. 2, 4, 6, 7. There's 9 of you altogether.
Alright, so I'm assuming the kids are going to share rooms with adults.
Yeah, that's fair.
Who's bunking up?
Who wants to share with who? Irina will happily share with one of the ladies.
I'll go with the little girl.
You go with the little girl? Okay.
And then Bella.
I'll go
and
with Irina.
I'd assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I assume Master and Fortuna will share a room?
Yep.
And Sister Kai is happy to share with Klaxon if needed. She's done it before.
Who's a freak gonna stay with?
Little
Y'all.
freak.
Y'all,
and
alright.
Fortuna.
That's fair. That's fine.
Yeah, you can have your adopted son.
Yeah, what is that? 4 rooms? 5 rooms?
Yeah, 5 rooms, I think.
Alright. That's another gold piece then. It's a good thing I'm a money baron.
She thanks you. She disappears off, comes back with some keys to several rooms. And you guys are able, she says the food will be out shortly. My husband is just making it.
No worries.
She will also bring you wine.
Oh.
The wine is... It is from a place called the Wizard of Wines. And she will give you purple grape mash. You can see there are several wine barrels. You saw several outside, just sort of stored. You don't know, like just in this little corner, just stored away. You assume they're empty ones, as they probably wouldn't put their full ones outside. If you want to make a perception check, Maston, if you are eavesdropping.
I'm always eavesdropping, and yes, I will happily roll a perception check. As long as I don't fat finger in again. We're doing
You can
9 today.
hear they're obviously talking. From the way they are familiar with each other, from the very familiar tone, you think they're probably related, like maybe brothers or cousins or something like that. They sound very similar, and they obviously have a great amount of familiarity with each other. But that's all you can really gather. They are very drunk. Also,
Can I? You said her name was Danica, right?
sorry.
The tavern lady. Her name is Danica.
Yeah, she's gonna bring you dinner.
When
Her
she
name's
comes back,
Danica.
I would like to ask her what the word around town is. Because, yes.
Are you looking for any particular word? You seem quite well armed. Do you want jobs? Do you just want who runs the town? What do you want?
Jobs and/or rumors.
Okay. Well, I have a job if you would want one.
Oh,
we get our wine from the Wizard of Wines, which is run by my husband's family. But we haven't gotten a delivery for almost a week now.
so you just want us to go check out their vineyard or whatever?
Yes, I just want to make sure they're okay.
Are they far?
They are not too far, and she will give you directions. If I just move you quickly back to the map. Oh, it didn't move. There we go. They are over here is the winery. So it's a little way.
Looks like a day and a half journey, maybe max.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is she willing to pay?
She says she can provide you with some gold from here, but the family at the wine store at the Wizard of Wines would have to pay for the rest of it for your help, depending on what they need. She says just to investigate it, she's happy to give you guys 5 gold each.
Personally, I don't mind. We need all the money we can get with collective spending habits.
Mm-hmm. She says she can offer you. She will only pay you the gold upon either your return with news or the family's return with wine, basically.
It should be an easy job. Just go knock on the door, make sure everything's fine. I don't see why not.
Yeah, she says they haven't had any news from them, so she's not sure what, if anything, has happened. But they usually get a delivery every few days, and they haven't had one. You would also note that this elven gentleman appears to have an instrument with him. He's got like a harpsichord.
Oh, is it Battle of the Bards?
Might be. But you would notice that sort of as you're looking over to talk to Danica. She says there are several things to do in the town also. Obviously there are she says to speak to these 2 hunters, Solstar and Yevgeny. If you want to know about like wolf hunting, they hunt wolves and are paid for that service. Also, you might want to talk to the burgomaster. He might have something for you guys to do. He is in charge of the town, and she gives you directions to where he is. There is also the temple. It is the temple to Zori, the goddess of the dawn. She's a lesser goddess in main Yorthria, but it seems her worship is the most common one done here. And yeah, that's the main thing. Those are the main like points of interest she sort of directs you towards.
It's whatever you guys want to do.
She said if you are interested in seeking out the Vistani, there is a camp to the north, I think.
No, good to know for when we actually need to sell stuff without being ripped off.
Yeah. So there are some they don't stay in the city. They prefer to stay with their own people, so they stay outside the city, but there's still trade between them. The church, the inn. Yes. Those are the main points. She says there is also somebody who is quite, she's not the burgomaster, but she's quite a prominent political figure, who you may be interested in talking to at some point. She gestures to the two very drunk noblemen and says, "It is their mother. Her name is Fiona Wachter. Only refer to her as Lady Wachter unless you want to, annoy her."
What can possibly come from annoying a prominent political figure?
Yeah, she is. Danica sort of explains in quite low tones that she has been very critical of the burgomaster's running of the city for a while, so she's like his biggest political opponent. Basically. So if you wanted to, you didn't like what the burgomaster had to say, you might find your views align with her, maybe.
Just from my background, I don't put my stock in any kind of political figure. They're all corrupt.
Is fair enough. We try to stick to ourselves here. But
It's probably better that way. Yeah, keep your head down.
yes, there is always things needing to be done around the city if you just explore. And speaking of exploring, Claxton's exploring. Is there anything in particular, Claxton, that you are looking to find in this town, or are you just wandering around?
Wandering around mostly, but trying to make my way back towards the gate to talk to them about the hunting of the wolves that was mentioned at the beginning of the gate there.
Yeah, as you do a little bit of walking around, you come across, how best to describe him? He's not the most attractive person you've ever seen. He is also perhaps part Goliath, something like that. He is very tall, very big, and yeah, bald-headed, sort of greyish skin. And his perhaps most determining feature is he seems to have perhaps a beast or a demon arm, something like that. It is his left arm, and it is much bigger than the rest of him and completely solid black.
Interesting, but me being what I am, not, out of the too far-fetched of the realm.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll go up to him and drag up a small conversation.
Okay. You head up to him. He seems to be putting up signs, like notices. There are some that are already up. But this one he is putting up says, "Come one, come all, to the greatest celebration of the year, the festival of the blazing sun. Attendants and children required, rain or shine, all will be well, the Baron."
Tap him on the shoulder kindly, and what's this flyer about for the festival here?
We are having a festival for the sun. He doesn't 100% seem sure. But yes, there will be a festival. Attendance is mandatory. You cannot not attend. And he was like, "Can I do anything in particular to help you?"
I'll take a look at the flyer one more time, take a look at him, and ask him, what does he think about all of this in the town here?
All of this? I'm sorry? What do you mean? all
Well,
of this.
then he's not who I'm looking for. At that point, I will flick him a silver coin. Thank you for the information. And take the flyer and go on my way towards the lake.
Okay. Did you want to head towards the lake, which is to the north, or towards the
Yeah.
gate?
Towards the north gate up here towards the lake. My plans have not changed.
Okay.
Seeing as I'll be here a while since the festival's mandatory, apparently.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of art of him. Remember the Curse of Strahd art is usually spooky.
Gotcha,
But
yeah.
yes, you can see that his right hand is quite like long nailed and big, but his left hand is just massive in comparison.
Yeah. Holy shenanigans. Yeah, okay, I gotcha. Alright, cool beans. But yeah, now my plans have changed since obviously I'm going to be in the town for a while, so I can take the hunting job anytime. So now it's time to go explore the lake then.
Okay, you head up towards the lake. You are not able to leave the city at this time because
Okay.
the gates are closed for the
Oh,
night.
yeah, that's right.
But they say
Nighttime.
you will you can head to the lake the next morning if you want to.
With that being said, I guess maybe I do go talk to them about hunting some wolves at night then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the only way to get outside of the town at night.
You can talk to the guards here about it, or do you want to go to the other guards that were
I'll talk to the guards
present?
here at the gate that I'm at since I'm already here.
Yeah. There seems to be mostly humans, as you've seen, of like foot traffic and everything walking around. On this gate in particular, there are 2 human men, just as posted as gate guards. They're happy to chat to you. They seem like kind of a little, perhaps, uneasy. They keep like glancing out of the palisade. But they do say you can't, even with wolf hunting, it is not recommended to do at night. So the gate guards may let you out, but they will not let you in.
Gotcha. Okay, if that's the case, then there's no way. Because at that point, I shut myself out and put myself at too much of a risk. With that, I'll bid them farewell, toss them each a silver, and go back to the tavern with the others. Then.
Yeah, they say you can obviously go out and do whatever you want in the day, but just at night they keep the place kind of locked down.
Fair enough. Got to keep your people safe.
Yeah, because of the problems with the wolves and stuff, they just shut the gates and don't let people in at night.
Well, then, yeah, at that point, I will. Yep, I will come back to the tavern then.
Yep. You can come on in. You see your companions are probably by now having food. Probably nearly finished their food, and yeah, the little kids are sat with everybody. I haven't put them on the map, but they're just sat at this table with everybody, and they had plates piled quite high with various food.
Good, I hope they got their fill then.
It is mostly stuff like root vegetables, and it would appear to be like some kind of goat that is the meat this evening.
That'll be a decent leaner meat and some decent hard veggies to sustain them and get them going after not having nutrition like that for a while. That's a good way to go.
Yeah. The kids would probably just drink water unless they were allowed to have wine.
I mean, it's up to them, but...
Yeah. But they are just happy with drinking water.
I will come up to the bar area and ask if there are any private locked rooms that are available for rent for the night.
I believe you are with them?
In a way, yes.
They have got some rooms. I don't know if they have enough for you. Maybe check with them first. This is the family.
Gotcha.
So you have a little art handout for them.
Alrighty.
And
Nice.
the two children do pop in and out with like food and clearing up plates and glasses and stuff like that. But it seems like the husband is most of the time in the back.
Gotcha.
Cooking, you assume. And it looks like Danica does most of the bartending.
Alright, so I guess I will come over to the group and ask them what the lodging situation is like, just in case I need to get my own room. Because I wasn't here for all of that.
I believe we shack you up with your gatekeeper there.
Oh, Sister Kai?
Sister Kai just waves at you a little bit.
Oh, well, poor girl. Alright, works for me. In that case, I'll slap 2 more gold on the table, 1 gold for the finest meal, and another gold for 2 of your finest ales. And the rest you can keep for yourself.
We do not really have ale, but we do have a selection of wines.
Well, your most potent wine. I don't care if it tastes good. I just want your most potent wine.
Okay.
Offering a tall dwarf wine, quite an insult.
Hence why I went for the most potent. I don't care if it tastes good at this point, but if it's all they got, it's all they got. Can't argue with what they got.
Yes, we have some left, I believe. We are getting a little low, but we have some left.
Well, Slack's going to be stuffing his face. I'll inform him about the potential quests that we have gathered.
Yep.
Alright, cool beans, that works. He'll nod in agreement and keep shoveling food in his face, of course, because God knows he never stops eating.
That's very fair. You guys
How
are
much
happy.
gold do you have left?
How much what?
Gold do you have left?
Out of everything that we've gotten and everything, I have 50 gold left. That's it.
50 gold?
Yep, out of everything we've sold and whatnot, that's what I got. I got 50 gold.
Alright, well, I'm going to say you're likely the majority of the party funds, so, you might want to be a little more, keep your party members in mind. We need more than just food.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. That's why I do a lot of hunting as well.
Yeah, he hunted your breakfast this morning at the windmill. The rabbits.
Oh, yes,
and
how can I forget squirrel turkey?
The squirrel and rabbits. Yeah. Delicious.
Yep.
But you guys are free to have the evening as you wish. You can converse with people in here. You can go straight up to bed, whatever you like.
Can I want to see how seamlessly I can just, like, join the conversation of the other 2 elves, but put on my best posh elf, impression.
Before you do that, I'm going to join the one entertainer and actually entertain the place.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like this elf is not performing currently, but has like a harpsichord, like I said. He is happy to accompany you if you want to, or you can.
He can accompany me.
Dance or
yeah, I was gonna dance.
He introduces himself as Rictavio, and he is very pleased to meet you. He will play whilst you. Are you gonna dance or
dance?
Yeah. He doesn't play too well. You guys have not played, like, you have not been a duo before, so he's not 100% sure what to play. So he just sort of plays quite a simple melody.
Ooh.
For the record, Master is judging. You can see it with his eyes, but he will never say it out loud.
Bella, you also don't do the best performance because he sometimes misses a note or plays the wrong note, and it just doesn't. It's hard to dance to that.
Yeah.
So you earn a little bit of coin from some of the commoners. You would get. Let's do some rolling. 12 silver. But that is all.
Alright, can you guys hear me okay?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're a bit echoey, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the car right now, so I imagine it's going to be a little echoey.
Yeah, that's fine. Hi, Cindy.
She said hi back. I'm wearing headphones, so she can't hear you. But she would have said hi back.
Okay. Is there anything you guys want to do? So we have Bella dancing with the elf. What would...
I wanted to see if I could join into a conversation with those other guys, those drunk elf guys.
The drunk guys? They're not elves. They're both
Yeah.
human.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just want to see how seamlessly I can just like act like I'm supposed to be there. Hopefully, there's too drunk to care.
Are you able to make?
Go ahead.
Are you able to make a charisma check? You can pick which charisma skill.
I can make a persuasion check if you desire.
Yeah, persuasion. Just to see how like charming you are getting into this conversation. And yes, what did you say, Jilly?
Now, on your way over, Maston, before you leave the table, I will slide you a small pouch, considering that you did mention that apparently I am the party's gold at the moment. I will slide you a pouch with 25 gold and say hold this for emergencies just in case then. Because a drunk dwarf is not one to have a good pouch of money at the end of the night.
Very fair.
I admire your self-awareness.
So before I get to that drunk point, here's 25 gold in the pouch because a drunk dwarf is not going to have much fun at the end of the night.
Okay, perfect. Olivia, what are you doing? Are you just sitting and chatting to the other ladies?
I was with the little girl.
Yeah, the girl and the boy are with you, and you're with Irina and Sister Kai and Fortuna. So the little kids are sat with you. They're just like eating away. Is there anything you particularly want to say to them, or?
Just trying to coax the little girl, Myrtle, to maybe start talking and, you know, see that she is in a safe spot now.
Okay. Make me a persuasion check. See if you can persuade her to speak. You talk to her for a little bit, but she still has very empty eyes, and doesn't seem really to be perhaps recognizing or taking in her surroundings very much. Danica will come. Yeah, I'll roll for you in a sec. Danica will also sort of come over, and she just sort of gently like whispers to you, Alithia, while like you've taken a break from talking to them for a second. She just whispers to you and she says, I think that child might be one of the soulless. She has that look.
I scooch back from the table.
Yeah.
And pull her to the side just so, you know, not within.
Yeah, away from the kids, yeah.
And I go, do you know anything about this little girl or where she might be from in the town? Have you seen her before?
I do not recognize either of the children. Many people go to St. Ambrose for worship, so it may be worth asking Father Lucian there. He keeps a good view over the children. He has an apprentice that keeps them entertained while their parents are in prayers, so one of them may recognize the children.
Okay.
As for my soulless comment, I want to explain a little. You may have seen there is fog everywhere, and perhaps you came in through mist. You do not seem a party that is common around here. We cannot get out of the mist. I don't believe anybody has. And it is believed by many that our souls remain here and are reincarnated rather than going to the celestial planes or the hells, etc. But there are only so many souls to go around. So if there is not a soul available when a child is born, they tend to look like that. And she gestures over to Myrtle. They can function okay, but they have no soul, so no emotion, no connection, really. They are like empty vessels.
Can they typically speak?
Usually, I believe so. Not usually very passionate or anything like that, but they usually can speak. Can she not?
She cannot at the moment, but the little boy Freak, he did say that she was talking upon arrival when we found her, but now she is not.
Where did you find her and him?
On our journey to the village.
Oh. Yes, if they were out in the wilds, they have probably seen some not very good things. So I would not expect her to be so chatty immediately, but she might come out of her shell.
Okay,
But like I say, she...
see the Saint Andros.
Yes, Father Lucian may be able to assist you. I am not a woman of God, so I cannot help too much. Just a simple innkeeper.
If you could point me in the direction of the church, that'd be most helpful.
Yes, it is further to the west of the village. If you keep going along the main road, you will see it. You will see the graveyard and things next to it.
Thank you for your help.
You're most welcome, child. And she returns back to behind the bar and continues serving people. The kids are serving. It seems like, Mastin, as you go to ingratiate yourself in this conversation, it seems like one of the children is refilling their wine glasses. And they just totally ignore him. But to... Oh! Ingratiate yourself with a persuasion. With a 13 on the persuasion, you are able to sort of join the conversation. They don't seem really that bothered. They're not really making too much sense. And it does seem like they are quite close to fighting each other.
Maybe do I want to instigate them into fighting, or should I talk them down? I'll put up the group vote.
No, you want to get all the tidbits. Be most gracious.
They do turn to you as you are sitting with them and want to know, like, demand to know who you are, all your adventures, everything like that, because they think you're an adventurer and they want to hear everything.
I'm going to tell them an extremely tall tale of everything. I'm going to make it so grandiose that they're going to worship the ground I stand on.
Okay. Make another persuasion check. Do you need me to make it?
Yes, please.
Bim, 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 bim. With a 22, you are able to dazzle them, and you tell this grandiose tale, and they seem to be like lapping everything up, hanging on to your every word. So keen. They introduce themselves to you also, as they want to be included, basically. They're like, oh, when they hear that you're a bard, they're like, oh, can you write a song about us? Their names are Nikolai and Karl Wachter.
A pleasure to make their acquaintance. Now, I don't write songs for just any average adventurers. I need to hear of their exploits first.
They sort of look at each other and they're like, we could fight you, and then if we win, you could write about our great victory.
That doesn't seem too fair. How about instead, you fight each other, and I write a song about the victor?
Ooh, with that 22 persuasion, they're happy to do that. And Nikolai, a bit quicker on the uptake, is like, yeah, and then just punches his brother in the face. I will not roll initiative because it is just these two. They do have swords on them, but they don't draw them. They just fist fight.
It's probably better that way.
Yeah. And it looks like, even though he got sucker punched at the start, Carl eventually overpowers his brother, is perhaps the older one, and wins overall.
I will hype them both up and talk about how fantastic their fight was and how inspirational they were.
Okay. Nice.
Just a second. I'm actually switching to a different device here, so
that's okay.
Like 10 seconds.
All right, I should sound much better now.
You do. So clear.
So crystal, so clear. All right. Kimmy, you there too?
Yeah.
Excellent. If you need my help, just ask, obviously. Let me switch to push to talk because it is, of course, Curse of Strahd etiquette. There we are. Let me launch up Curse of Strahd here.
Does anybody else want to do anything else? The boys are bloodied. It seems like Danica is a little worried that they may destroy something, but she doesn't say anything to them.
I'll ensure her if she does ask that I have it completely under control. I will say to you
she seems to take it. I mean, between you and Claxton, you've given her quite a bit of gold, so she seems to be like, it'll be alright. And I've got the gold to repair it if it isn't.
Alright, there we go. For some reason, my character sheet on D&D Beyond on my phone was showing my character as a level 1 bard, so all of my skills are like being weird, but my computer should be fine. Looks like it's fixed.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything anybody else wants to do before you head to bed?
Oh, I'm gonna share with the group that Danica believes that Myrtle is a soulless.
I'm sorry, a what?
Soulless. So
every time you guys hear and see the word soul, or every time you guys say the word soulless, you guys see Clausen flinch a little on the inside.
So it's very apparent then. We'll put a pin in that, and I'll come back to that in a second.
And I also want to bring up the worms to Maston.
I'm sorry, worms?
Yes. So when I checked the hag over after Sister Kai killed her, I found these worms. I pull them out in the little pouch, and of course Blitzo over my shoulders trying to grab them because he wants his currency.
He's trying to like at least grab one. He first starts doing it overtly, and then he's like trying to sneak while you're talking to Maston.
I smack his hand, and I said, "I told you these aren't yours. No money."
I want them.
I put them out, and these are humans.
As you
and they got turned
like
into
open
worms.
the bag and begin to like try and show Maston, one of them starts screaming.
Oh my goodness.
It's obviously
The
quite
tavern.
quiet because it is a worm-sized person, but they are screaming.
Uh-huh.
So it's like,
And then I closed the bag. These are people that got turned into a worm by the hag, and I don't know what to do with them. I assume we want to turn them back into their human form again, but that is not my pay grade.
What are you eating?
Gaia, does my character know anything about this?
What's being cooked?
well, I'm going to leave this up to you. How much experience would Maston have of the Hells?
I would say he's very well traveled, but most of his experience with the Hells would be stories.
Yes. I don't think many people enter the Hells and get out, basically.
Yeah.
So you could have definitely had stories, but you have more commonly heard of soul coins rather than soul worms.
I look at Klaxon then, knowing he can speak to my little imp boy.
Being what I am, I probably would have done a little bit of research into that little department there. So I will definitely look at the imp, look at the bag, hear the little screams, talk to him and Infernal. Are those the human worm things for things that are better than the coins?
Yep. I'm
gonna look at
worth like 10 times.
And I look at him. I look at Klaxon. I told him he cannot spend them as money. Don't encourage him.
We're not talking about it as money. It's okay. It's okay. We're not talking about money. We're talking about how to turn them back. So in Infernal, me and him will continue talking, and I'm gonna let him.
As soon as Althea is like, you can't spend them, he puts out his bottom lip and is like.
So in Infernal, I will let him know that I will try to get those for him, but in return, what items could he bring back from the Nether Realm that may be of use to us?
That's a good question. He has a bit of a think, and he says, well, I could barter in the, probably in the second layer. I don't like Zariel. She's stinky. But I could probably get some sort of magical item for you all. I don't know. Maybe. He seems to be really, like, not sure how to, like,
Raise it.
As long as he can take them and get us some items of use that we couldn't typically get here, that would be okay.
He can get you some sort of magical item, definitely.
Okay.
But he doesn't know exactly what it is without going down there.
Oh, yeah, because you never know what's going to be in the shop at that time.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So in Infernal, I'll continue talking with him, and then to Alethea, I will say, if you give him those, he has a place he can take them and have them turned back into their human souls, and then they will be released back and they will be reborn. That way we can save them.
Reborn, so they won't be...
They won't be stuck in their worm form. They will be reborn and have another chance at a life, because once they're turned into these soul worms, that's it for them. There's no changing them back. You have to release the soul, and the only way to do that is a ritual in the underworld.
And you look over at your imp, Blitz, and he's just like, Blitzo, and he's just like going, best cheesy grin.
See, he's
promise you're telling the
trying
truth.
to help you. He's look at him. He's happy to help you. Oh, I promise. I promise we're telling the truth.
Insight check.
Make an insight, please.
I was going to, but I'm like, no, I'm in a different conversation. I'm not paying attention to Klaxon.
Fortuna with an 18.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You can make roll to me, Klaxon, whether you want to roll deception if you're lying or persuasion if you're telling the truth.
Alrighty.
Don't say which one, just roll.
Yep, we will do that. Roll 2GM. Where is it? Which one was it? Deception or persuasion?
Yeah. Depending on, so deception if you're lying, persuasion if you are telling the truth.
Bro, we have to make sure you roll the GM though.
I did click it to roll GM, and I don't know why it's not doing it. It might be just for the saves or something then. But yeah, I have it clicked to roll to just
You should be able to
GM.
roll to just me. That's weird.
Yep, there's public, there's 2 GM. Let me...
That is weird, yeah.
Yeah. You definitely have it on. That's really weird.
Yep, 2 GM. Yeah, no, my rolls aren't rolling to GM.
That's really odd.
That is weird.
But both of you can tell that Claxon is not being 100% honest with you.
I don't think that's what he said.
That changes my perception of Claxon.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm still going to be adamant that we need to give him those because he's the only one who can help the humans.
But it's not helping the humans, clearly. So.
At this point, Gaia, if I may.
Hello.
I'm going to lean in, tap on Claxon's shoulder, and be like, what's a solace?
At the mention of the word solace again, I'm going to kind of flinch a little and tell him there's a couple of different options, as I know a lot of information, as I am a solace. And with that, I will go back to the group's conversation, and I will tell him that I will explain later when we're not in front of all these people at the bar.
Fine then, keep your secrets.
No, I will. I'll tell you later. Just not with everybody here at the bar in public.
So, regardless of what it is, you believe, Lithia, that this young child may potentially be one.
That's what. Said. Yeah, the bartender lady said that she looks like she may be a soulless.
Guy, am I able to like? I don't know. Maybe make a medicine check or something to see if like it's just like trauma or if there's like something magical or.
You could make a medicine check, yeah.
Oh man, I have no fucking clue.
You have no idea. She might be. She might be soulless. She might not even be human. You don't know.
I'm fairly certain she's human. Otherwise, she probably would have killed us in the night. Oh, I gotta do that thing all dads do where they put the hand on the forehead, like that's a cure-all.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'll pretend like I know her. I'll take her temperature, even though I don't know what hot actually feels like.
Yeah. What were you saying, Olivia?
We should take her to the church, St. Andrew's, and maybe Father Luferio, whatever his name is.
I believe it was my character, but
yeah, can help us.
I don't know. I'm not a keen believer in a man of God.
Danica had mentioned that he knows much about the children.
See, that doesn't help his case.
Really?
You know it's true.
Okay, but we're not talking.
He's not a Catholic
IRL. Yeah, we're not talking about IRL.
He's a priest of Zori. That's totally different.
It's totally different. Oh, my mistake.
Like... As it should be.
But if you feel this is the best course of action, I'm not going to dissuade you. Just take it with a grain of salt. And speaking of Myrtle, how is she like reacting to all of this?
She, for this whole time, has just been staring dead ahead. She ate her food, not really looking at it, and is just like staring ahead.
Can I try to maybe do what Lithia did, where I pull her aside and try to have like a heart to heart to like have her open up a bit? Maybe make.
I would say because you've already tried, Alithia's already tried today. She probably won't be receptive to it.
Okay, that's fair. Regardless, it is late, and I'm not sure what time it is, but I'm fairly certain all children have bedtimes.
Yeah, that's true.
And
she just, as you say that, she just like very robotically gets off her chair and like stands up like she's ready to go.
What do you guys say? Do you want to head off for the night and then get Klaxon's dirty little secrets.
Yes.
What do they say?
Sounds good to me.
What do they say? Oh, they're gonna get you some. They are? Yeah. She said I want original hot. That's the cutscene.
I pocket my worms.
You pocket your worms.
Pocket worm.
Worm pockets.
That's crazy. No potions, no buffs.
So as we're all sitting there at the table talking and whatnot like that, I'm gonna go over to Alethea and I'm gonna try to pull her over to the bar, and I want to talk to her about the soulless one in the conversation she had with the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
a little stiff getting up and, you know, a little reluctant just because I'm weary of you now.
Oh, that's fine. That's completely understandable.
But I begrudgingly follow.
All right, so I'm gonna get her over to the bar. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna talk to her, kind of, you know, just like we're having a conversation, but just loud enough for us to hear. And I'm gonna tell her basically, there's the possibility that because we killed the hag, that if she was a hexblood like I am, and I'll explain that to the group later on what all that is. If she's what I am, we killed the hag. There's a possibility because we killed the hag that her soul has gone with it because the hag took her soul to have the power. And because the other one escaped, that could be why the boy is talking and not in the shock that she's in. We need to keep an eye on that boy because if he is connected to the hag, there's a possibility that she has more power than he does in controlling him.
The little girl?
No, the
controlling him?
The hags. To become a hexblood, it requires a hag and a deal between another person. So if they become a hexblood and the hag gets a hold of the hexblood, they now have basically what gives them their power, and they can in turn turn them into a hag later, gaining more power themselves.
Okay, so if the other hag comes back and does whatever, she could turn Freak into a hag as well?
If he's not already. No, yeah, she can turn him into a hag if he's a hexblood. So we need to watch him, because if he is working with her, then we're all in trouble, and she can find us without a problem because we have her hexblood.
Okay.
So
Can I have,
go ahead.
Alethea? Well, actually, all of you can make history checks, please.
Alrighty.
Including me, who's probably still dancing.
Oh, I'm doing good.
So you're probably finishing up now.
The rolls are so low today.
Everybody's rolling bad today. Jesus.
Oh, jeez, man.
Look at all you sub-double digits.
Single digits?
Yeah.
Single digits.
That, for a group check, Jesus. 2 5s, a 6, a 7, and an 11.
Man,
what about Sister Kai roll too?
Oh, Sister Kai probably should roll. That's a good idea.
Oh, come on, Sister Kai. Bring it for the home win.
Come on, Cleric.
She is proficient in history.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. Maston, with a 10, an 11 rather, you know, hags tend to exist in groups of, like, family groups. There has to be a certain amount of them for a coven, but you don't know how many that is, and you don't know, like, you know, when they say family, they're not necessarily blood related, but they become a family.
Okay.
So what Klaxon is saying is very possible.
Does that mean good old grandmama was a hag too?
Yes.
Maybe. Probably.
Good old grandmama.
You know,
that made me laugh right now.
You know, I'll ask Klaxon because he seems to have some sort of insight on this.
Wait, so we ate hag pies?
Aggressively.
That may have been made with, I believe, Bella told you guys about the bones.
Bones,
which were made with bone dust, yeah.
Made with bone dust.
That's alright, guys. Humanoids by nature are carnivores. We're fine.
I cannot confirm nor deny the allegations that I ate those pies with gusto.
Do these hexbloods have some sort of identifying magical signature about them? I would assume so.
It depends on the hag that was the deal made with. It's always different, but you end up with your soul taken, and if the hag dies, there's a possibility that your soul does not return to you.
Can I cast Detect Magic, Gaia, and see if anything in the children seems sus?
Sussy? With detect magic, let me just double check detect magic. I don't believe it will show anything, but I just need, it would help if I could spell and did not just press loads of R's. Magic within 30 feet of you. Faint aura that bears magic, and you learn at School of Magic. Okay. You don't sense anything from the children. Okay. They don't appear to have magic on them right now. You notice that because it would like glow in your presence, they get like an outline. You can tell that this person has some sort of spell on them.
The old person?
What school?
It appears to be illusion.
Everybody disguising themselves, these bastards.
Now that I know there's an illusion, can I possibly see past it?
You can make me an intelligence check. Investigation check.
Investigation, okay.
Yeah, we'll do investigation. That makes sense.
Oh man. No. Who did these rolls? Who did it?
Who didn't sacrifice to the dice gods this week?
Did everybody roll vibes? We didn't roll vibes, guys. Here, let's fix that.
Oh. No, you have to let Minibun roll vibes with his dice. He is the only one who knows dice. He's the only one who knows the vibe.
I hear Kimmy making him roll the dice now.
You would also note from this person, they appear to have magical items on them. A magical sword.
Okay, so there's...
Have we talked to them yet?
Bella had some music with him and did some dancing.
He rolled a 1.
The bard.
He rolled a 1?
He rolled a 1?
You're fucking...
Oh, there you go, that's why. Minibun has informed you of the vibes, that's why you're rolling so bad.
Now that I guess know he's got some sort of disguise on him, I'm gonna inquire to Danica just about him. Discreetly.
Okay. Yeah, next time Danica comes to like refill your drinks, you ask her about him and she says, oh yes, his name is Rictavio. He is staying at the inn at the moment. He, I believe, is a bard. He has been telling stories, and he plays his instrument a little as well, but more stories. He says that he is a ringmaster for a carnival.
A ringmaster for a carnival.
But he obviously cannot perform here at the moment.
Look at that, you're also a ringmaster, dude.
I am, in fact, a ringmaster. Huh, small world. And, who here... I'm not gonna tell Klaxon because Klaxon is fucking crazy. And he'll just like, oh, you have disguise, and hit him, and then he's like, gonna start shit. Who's discreet? Who's discreet? I'll tell Lydia, she's right next to me.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm like, that gentleman over there next to Bella, he's under an illusion.
Okay. So, what are we gonna do?
Well, he's certainly hiding something, and I am unsure what, but last time we dealt with something that was hiding in nature. They were fiends and tried to eat children. Can you perceive him for what he is? I can't tell. His magic's too strong.
I can try.
You can make an investigation check.
Investigation, not perception.
Can I give her some bardic inspiration?
You can if you want.
I'm going to. It seems wise.
Investigation, yeah. And you have a
D6.
D6.
So do I roll that as well then?
If
you can roll the check first, and if you think you need the D6, you can add it. But if you don't, it lasts for 10 minutes in case anything else happens.
Okay. investigation. Oh, I probably
9. Nope, you can't tell either.
D6.
I
D6.
will roll
With a
that
D6?
D6.
We never know. Power triangle. No, sorry, cube.
4. With a 13, you cannot tell. You can't tell he's disguised at all, really. As it is magical.
I just see the perplexed look on your face. Like, fuck.
Is there any way that, since I have, like, such high charisma, that I can, like, walk up there and, like, try to, like, talk to him?
Talk to him? You can always talk to him.
I have to go steal myself 1 second.
Yeah, but, like, you know, like, talk to him.
Yeah, but tell me what you're trying to do, and I'll give you a check for it. What do you want to talk to him about?
Is there any way to, like, talk to him to be able to see through the illusion, or talk to him and be like, hey, you know, do you have anything more going on? You know?
You can ask him whatever you want, but there is no... You've already made the check to see past the illusion, and you can't. But you can ask him.
Yeah, just straight out ask him, like, are you sussy buck?
I mean, you can if you want to. It depends what your character is like. They might just, you know... I imagine someone like Claxton will probably just say it. But if... What does Alethea... How does she want to approach it?
He just is portrayed as an old man, correct? That's
He's an older elf at the moment.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go up and see if he's from the Feywild as well then.
Okay.
And try to go from there.
You ask him if he's from the Feywild, he turns to you, and he is like, no, although I have travelled there. As you can see, I am a high elf. And he sort of gestures. He's wearing quite colourful clothing, whereas most people wear like browns and all that
Even
jazz.
as a high elf? They typically wear browns and stuff? Like more natural colors?
It depends. I'm saying the people in the inn tend to be wearing more natural colours, whereas he's dressed quite colourfully.
Oh, okay.
I have been to the... You appear to be an elf from there. I have visited the Feywild. I have visited many places with my carnival, but I'm not from there.
Oh, a carnival. What kind of carnival is that? Maybe I've attended.
You might have. I have been to a few different hedges in the Fey. We are an animal circus.
An animal circus? That sounds exciting. Do you... what do the animals do? Do you cast any illusions or anything on them? Or use any magic with them?
No. It is a simple animal circus. Which reminds me, I must go and feed my animals. Please excuse me.
You hear that?
There's a baby! There's a baby!
He's in baby jail currently because he's been bothering mom.
Naughty baby. But
nice
he goes over to where one of the kids is just going back into the kitchen, stops them, talks to them for a second, and then they disappear and come back with some stuff wrapped up in like napkins, and he takes it and goes to leave the inn.
I think you spooked him there. What'd you say to him?
I asked him what kind of circus he had, and if he uses any magic with it.
Yeah, that was pretty strange.
Yeah.
He told me he had a circus.
It's just not the first question someone would ask.
Well, I asked more. I mean, he's been to the Feywild, and I asked if I've seen it. It's not very weird. I was asking him about home.
Yeah. But regardless, he seemed a little shifty there. I think it wise to keep an eye on him.
Maybe you could follow him.
Ooh,
I
maybe we can
possibly
do
could.
that.
But I don't feel like dying in case it goes south. How about you send your imp?
Bledsoe, will you be a good boy and follow him?
He's a good boy.
Turn into your raven form and go.
Aye, aye, Capitan. You see him like shift as his body becomes a bird. It is very much a shift, gradual shift, and he you get a little bit of a look from Danica, and then he heads out the door as a bird.
Yes, very inconspicuous, Bledsoe. Good job.
As that's happening, I see the shifty eyes from Danica. I will just be forthright with her and let her know that I detected some illusion magic on him in a discreet manner, and I'm just trying to make sure that he's not doing anything overtly suspicious.
I see. I hope it is okay, but I understand if not.
Our experience with those who disguise themselves has been but ill here in this land.
Is he a frequent enjoyer of the tavern?
He has been staying here for a few days. He goes out each night to feed his circus. But other than, and he has a horse in the stable, which I assume pulls the circus.
So, if that, correct me if I'm wrong, but children have been going missing. Is that correct? Am I misremembering something?
I suppose so. I suppose so. I mean, you found 2 children.
It was just. I'm just trying to maybe draw a correlation here. It could be completely circumstance.
Oh, you think he may be abducting the children?
I mean, I don't see why somebody would come to town. And pardon me, but I didn't see a circus outside when I came back through the gates. They're quite hard to hide, speaking from experience. So I'm just.
I see.
I like to face things with a healthy sense of suspicion.
Of course, of course. Well, he has apples and meat from us, but I don't know. Alethea, are you keeping track of your boy in any way?
If I can sense a vibe from him or communicate somehow, then yes.
Yeah, he can communicate with you over short distances, or you can look through his eyes over short distances.
Okay, then yeah, I'll be doing both as long as I'm in range, and if not, then I can step out of the tavern and
Yeah, so while you are looking through his eyes, you are yourself blind, so you don't give yourself like weird double vision. And you see that your imp, Blitzo, follows Rictavio out of the tavern, and then he goes like round the back, and you can see him in here. And as Blitzo gets to this area, it seems like the crows on the roof react to him, the ravens or crows on the roof. And they start making quite a bit of noise, and you can see that Rictavio kind of looks behind him, and he seems to just be feeding the horse at the moment. He feeds a couple of apples, but he does look over his shoulder a couple of times.
Okay.
He may have spotted you, he may not have. But he just like checks his surroundings a couple of times. And he greets the horse as Drusilla and talks to her a little bit. Just, the nothingness you talk to horses about. And feeds her a couple of apples. He goes and gets more hay for her and like mucks out her stall. But he doesn't seem to be doing anything else at the moment. You don't see?
Okay. I tune back in to present, I guess, and just let everybody know that he's just currently feeding his horse and not really doing anything of note.
Do you mention the thing about the birds?
Oh, and Blitzo, when he was in his bird form, he landed among the other crows, and he startled them. So Rictavio was startled a bit, but I don't think he thinks of anything amiss at the moment.
All right. I think it was just to keep tabs on him. So far, he's not really done anything overtly aggressive, so you don't need to chase him down into the streets and demand answers. But just to be cautious of him.
Alethea, do you want Blitzo to keep following him, keep staying with him, or until he returns to the inn, or what do you want him to do?
Yeah, just keep following, and he does anything of note after.
After Rictavio is finished mucking out Drusilla and feeding her, checking her war, all of that jazz, he leaves the inn again, walks around the edge, and then heads off into town. Blitzo can follow him, but you won't be able to keep in contact for the whole time because of how big the city is. But you have told Blitzo to follow him, he's going to follow him and come back with information.
Okay. And just to tell him to try to be as inconspicuous as he can.
Yeah. He gonna try.
Luckily, ravens are totally common in this area.
Yeah, they do appear to be quite common.
Yeah, unironically. So let me just pull up. What was our Curse of Strahd fortunes again? Let me see if we have that written down.
Yes, you should have those written somewhere. They are pinned in the Discord, I believe.
Let's see here. Wizard, tower on a lake. We're pretty close to a lake if I remember the world map.
Yes, you are quite close to. I believe it's Lake Zarovich.
It might be worth inquiring about a local wizard. We also have a quest about wolves, and that's the Myrmidon Den of Wolves. Might be worth keeping an eye on there. Oh, dang, hang on. I apologize for the baby banter in the background, guys. The Avenger treasure lies in a dragon's house. Hands once clean are now corrupted. I don't think we've heard any tales of dragons or those who would symbolize dragons of yet. Help against Strahd. The Raven. Find the leader of the Feather Ones who live among the vines. And finally, he lurks in darkness where morning light once shone, a sacred place is the artifact. So I would say maybe ask about the two ones that jump out to me are the wizard and the wolves, just by what we've already talked to. And maybe the ravens outside know something about the feathered ones. I don't know. I can't talk to animals. That's somebody else's job.
You guys do not have a druid, I don't believe. So
we have a distinct lack of things.
I'm trying. I get so much.
I mean, I can. Bards get access to basically a lot of spells, but I didn't even bother thinking about it.
When you get your magical secrets, you get
bars just get speak with animals.
Do they?
Yeah, they get a lot of spells from like the wizard spell list, druid spell list. I think even some cleric spells.
Yeah, they're a bit of a mix of everything, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do while you're waiting for Blitzo to come back? Or do you guys want to head upstairs for the evening?
I think we should go to bed. I think that's just let the undercover imp do undercover imp things, and maybe come back in the morning with some information. Hopefully he doesn't get got.
True.
Anything else you want to do, Bella or Fortuna, Klaxon?
Nope. Klaxon is just waiting for the imp to return and ready to explain explain the whole thing or whatnot to the whole party.
Oh, Bella, you were with him for a while. Did he seem strange, other than his terrible playing?
You can make an insight check, Bella.
Okay.
I was judging him, by the way, but you did fantastic.
Oh? High roll for the win, finally?
It had to happen eventually, guys, right?
Right. For a bard, he couldn't play.
Yeah. So for a bard, he was pretty shit at being a bard. He couldn't seem to play his instrument very well. And also you notice that he seemed uncomfortable with the instrument.
Like he's trying to put on a face as action, pretending to be a bard.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like so most bards are well practiced over several years, and being an elf, you would expect him to perhaps be even more proficient because of his long life, but he seemed very uncomfortable and clunky with it. He also didn't seem very comfortable on, like, there's a little stage. He didn't seem very comfortable being, like, the center of attention.
Weird.
Which would be strange for somebody who works in the circus, too.
I was just gonna say that.
But yeah, that's what you gathered, Arabella?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, so insightful.
I know, right?
It just comes naturally.
It really does.
You see what I did there? I'm so good.
He was.
He should be a bard.
Yeah. For a bard, he was pretty shit. Like we can all agree.
So Klaxon says he's gonna head to bed and starts heading upstairs. Not wanting to disturb him when she goes to bed, Sister Kai is gonna go with him. But she leaves like a little delay for him to like get ready for bed. You guys would have this room, Klaxon. You guys have this room, and this fort room as well.
I'll take the one with the 2 beds over here. Yep, that'll be me and Sister Kai here. Okay. I will post up on the bed and investigate my new little thing.
Mm-hmm. The rest of you want to wait up for Blitzo to come back?
No, my main concern now is just to keep an eye on the children, make sure they're okay, and if what Klaxon says is true, I want to make sure I am cautious of that.
Okay.
I shall not be taken unawares.
Okay, what you guys do, I'm trying to find the little picture of Freak so I don't keep forgetting him, but he's not on my list for some reason.
Is he a Curse of Strahd NPC, or is he like a custom NPC?
Yeah. That's a Strahd NPC, don't worry about it.
Oh, so you might be able to find it on Google.
That's okay, I can copy and paste him from here. What do you guys want to do? It's going to take a little bit of time for the imp to come back.
I'm just going to go upstairs.
Yeah.
You want to go upstairs? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to go to bed as well.
Okay. You guys go to bed. You were sharing with one of the children, right?
Yeah, I believe we were sharing a room with Freak.
Okay. There is a room with 4 beds in, which you can all share, or another double room which could have a double bed in. If you preferred a double bed over a single bed, you can just push the beds together.
We'll take the room with 4 beds since we have the largest amount of people.
So you go there. Freak is gonna go with you. He's happy to go to bed and goes to sleep almost immediately.
I'm sending your son your way, Kimmy. He is getting aggressive. I think he just tried to eat me.
Yeah. So there's that. Myrtle will also follow and go to like sleep in this 4th bed. If you don't stop her, she just like gets in the bed and get like she's going to sleep.
I will say Madison doesn't go to bed immediately. He pulls out his reading glasses and he pulls out a book and he kind of just stays awake for a bit, keeps an eye on him.
Yeah.
Just
you two are both elves, and both of these children appear human. So you should be able to, between the two of you, if you both, like, if you do a watch, then Fortuna does a watch, get your full rest, and one of you be awake at all times.
I'm content with that.
Yeah, I thought you might want to do that.
Fortuna will tell them a bedtime story.
Okay. What sort of story do you tell them? Another sort of folktale, fairy tale? Or stories of you guys?
She'll tell a little fairy tale about the Feywilds.
Okay.
But in a nice way, because the Feywilds are...
Yeah,
it's actually the best place.
The Feywilds can be a bit scary, but there are some hedges that are nice. There are, but you know, the trickery of the Fae. There are some hedges
tell
that
them
are
about all
beautiful.
the chaos?
Yeah, we're not going to tell them about how, you know, children get eaten and
no.
How people are forced into indentured servitude until they die and you know, stuff like that.
Maybe you should. Maybe it'll evoke emotion from Myrtle.
Yeah, you never know.
Nope, I'm gonna
Arabella, do you want to stay up with Alethea, waiting for her Raven/Imp?
Yes.
Yeah, you two stay up. After a little while, a little Raven comes flapping in. You assume it is Blitzo, and he connects with your mind, Alethea, and he shows you pictures. You see Rictavio goes across town, almost to the gateway you came in, and then turns off. There is a little builder's yard, which has a carnival wagon in it. He throws what looks to be meat of some description into the wagon, like looks through a little window, seems happy that everything's fine, and then leaves. Obviously, Blitzo was aware of his mission to like keep an eye on Rictavio, but also being a curious boy, he looked inside the wagon. He shows you a picture of a tiger inside the wagon.
Interesting.
Are those
and then
normal?
He carried on like flapping back. You've been in Yorthria a little while. They are not very common. They are more common in the Elven lands or in Grozav Lem. Yeah, the Elven lands, Grozav Lem. Because that's sort of more of their environment, like forest, rainforest, that sort of thing. So you may have seen one, you may have just seen them in books, depending on where Alethea traveled.
Okay.
But they are not a common everyday animal. And given the temperature and stuff in Barovia you've had so far, with it always being like murky and foggy and stuff, it's not really the type of environment, you don't think?
Mm-hmm.
But that's what he shows you. And then he sits on your shoulder, turns back into himself gradually, and he's go, "Did I do good?"
You did very good.
Yeah.
I hand him some food that's been left on the table.
So what did you find
He
out?
eats it very quickly.
What did you find out?
So Blitzo followed him up until almost the edge of town, and he turned off of a street to a carriage that was holding what seems to be a giant tiger.
A tiger?
A tiger. Just in a carriage, so that doesn't seem all to cage it well. But I don't know if a bard would have a tiger, or so he says he's a bard.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
And then he walked back, I assume back here to the tavern?
Yeah, he's back here. He came in and then went straight upstairs. You assume to bed.
I believe we should keep an eye on him.
It would be quite a find if we can catch him somehow shifting his illusion off.
Definitely.
Okay. Do you guys want to head upstairs to bed?
Yeah.
Or do you want to, like, keep an eye out for a bit longer?
Well, I'm going to head upstairs to bed.
Okay. You guys will probably, 3 of you share this room. There is a 3rd bed in here, but it's not on the map. They've, like, put 3 in here, so you guys could have some rooms. And you guys go to sleep, I imagine.
Yes.
Maston, during your long rest, you normally enter a meditation state and sort of go through the day, putting it into your memories, and also just sort of existing in a meditative state, nothing really happening. However, during this night, you have absolutely terrible visions while you're trying to meditate of your wives dead, your children dead, you like stabbing Fortuna. It's a whole mess.
No. I don't think I've ever had a history of these dreams, I'm assuming.
No, you have not.
Alright.
Your hit point maximum is also reduced by 6, and you cannot benefit from a long rest at this time.
Gotcha. Okay. Am I able to... I'll try to figure that out in the morning, because that seems suspicious.
Yep, okay. It would appear that when the 2 of you are awake, Maston and Fortuna, it appears the children sleep soundly throughout the night. Klaxon, you do have some bad dreams, but they're not as horrifying as they were before.
Alright, that works.
And Sister Kai was able to, like, settle you down, basically.
Cool beans. Do I benefit from a long rest this time or no?
You do. You do.
Oh, thank God.
You get a long rest this time. Maston, can you roll me a Constitution saving throw, please? See if you get a point of exhaustion. You do not. You're tired. You didn't get your long rest, but you've got kids and stuff. You're used to not always getting your rest, so it's not too bad today.
I haven't slept in 200 years.
Yeah, precisely. With all those wives and children, no rest for you. But yeah, the day dawns, and the day is yours.
All right. First thing I'm gonna do is like do a psych eval on myself. Like, okay, where'd that come from? Because that seems suspicious.
Do a medicine check for me.
Aye, aye. $18.
18. With an 18, you are pretty sure that wasn't you going insane.
That's good. I'm glad. Be the worst place for it.
There is something you think may have contacted your mind while you were asleep and influenced your visions.
Alright, so now I have to worry about something trying to mess with me while I sleep. That's not good. And I don't think I have any way to, like, do something about it.
I don't know if you do.
I have a tinfoil hat.
You can put that on. That might help.
That might help. Okay. I don't have one, but I'll go make one. It's okay.
You go make a hat out of foil, okay? Steal some foil from Erwin.
Yeah, and just be like, alright, we'll see how it goes. I would say lead, because I think I know that lead stops magic.
Yes.
Magic, but I don't think I would. I also think my character is smart enough not to wear lead.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Maybe don't wear lead.
Definitely consume it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good for you.
Alithia, as you go to, like, collect your bags in the morning and, like, re-put on all your equipment and clothes and everything, you notice that the bag that had the soul worms in is empty.
Womp womp.
Okay. I turn and look at Blitzo. Point at the bag.
At you.
Did you do this?
Do what?
The worms are missing. I told you not to touch them.
I didn't touch the worms.
Does he sleep at all?
He does need to rest, yes.
Blitzo?
Yeah? I'm a good boy. I didn't touch the worms. I'm a good boy.
Then where did they go? Did you see anything or hear anything at night?
I was sleeping.
Do I need to unsummon you?
No. Make an insight check. If you would like to detect if he is being truthful. 18? A good rolls, finally. He is not lying, but he is deliberately misleading you. So he is not lying in that he didn't touch the worms, but he definitely knows something.
Where did the worms go? You might have not touched them, but you know who did. Tell me.
When you give me a direct order like that, I have to follow it. I didn't touch the worms, but I touched the bag that they were in and gave it to someone else.
Is that someone Claxon?
No, he's lying.
Blitzo.
What?
While I was sleeping?
No. While you were distracted at the bar.
Handed me?
While you were distracted at the bar, I didn't do it. I didn't do it while you were sleeping. That's mean.
Blitzo.
What?
Now we're going to get those worms back.
Oh, but I want to sell them for money. Well, magical items.
But they're people.
So?
We need to do something with their souls. What happens when you sell them? What happens when you exchange them?
The souls are into the house.
What was that?
They joined the house.
Blitzo! You want them to be in a fiery inferno for the rest of their life?
I live there. It's fine.
Yes, but you're an imp. They are not.
They get turned into lemurs, so they belong there.
A lemur?
Yeah. Make me a religion check. Make me a religion check.
Oh.
4. Yeah, you think cute little lemur. the animal.
Blitzo, we're going to get those worms back. Now, opens the door, drags him.
He's like a little child. He's like,
yes.
He's being dragged along by you. This balcony goes all the way around for convenience, so you can quickly get to Klaxon's room. You know,
I'm just instantly banging on their door, waking them up. I don't care.
Okay, you bang on the door. Sister Kai's would unlock Klaxon's handcuffs as he is awake now, and then will open the door.
Worms now.
I don't think I have worms.
Klaxon will start giggling in the corner uncontrollably at this point.
Look, I'm looking at Klaxon the entire time.
Okay, you can enter on in. You, Klaxon, you see that a very sullen Blitzo is like behind her, holding onto her hand, like.
It's okay, but I knew she would give you the order and find out what happened to him eventually. I just figured I'd have time to get rid of him first.
Very good. She knows me
Yeah,
well.
she is. I'm going to rummage through my bag and kind of make it look like I'm looking for him, but I'm going to act like I can't find him.
Okay.
Yeah, well then I just look in the
can
bag
you make
myself.
me an insight check? Make me an insight check first, Alithia. 19? Yeah, you can tell he's like purposefully not looking through properly.
I'm literally like, I'm not even, my hand's barely in the bag. Like, I'm not, my wrist maybe. I haven't even reached halfway through the bag yet.
I know
like,
that.
I can't find him. I don't know. What's going on? I had him. I swear I did. What's going on? I can't find him. As I'm, just kind of waving my hand around in the bag, just moving things.
You are welcome to march over there.
And take them, yes.
March over there and try and look in your bag, Klaxon. Do you let her?
Give me just a moment. Let me see what I've got in here. See what I can do. Oh, this is gonna be fun. When she goes to reach in my bag, I'm gonna take my handcuffs out, cuff her to the bed, and run.
Can I have both of you make me initiative rolls,
And I'm
please?
taking the key with me.
Okay.
I'm taking the key with me.
Are they making a lot of noise?
They are.
Ooh, I failed my initiative.
Okay, well,
Alithia,
with all the
make,
noise and have to
initiative.
protect I have an arena with me. I am going to check and see what's going on.
Yeah,
Okay, you can.
Same.
Yeah, I feel like
You
after
guys
the
come
loud
out.
banging on the door, I probably would come out too.
Yeah, you guys are like on the balcony area, and you can see that Alithia like marched into this room and shouted worms.
Yeah, and I feel like everybody would know what that means, pretty much. Like, that they're gone. Or something.
You only told Maston about them, I believe. So, Bella and Fortuna are probably a little confused, but...
Oh, okay.
I feel like Maston's pretty, keen. A little aware.
I see what you did that, because you're an elf.
So, like... Oh, man, Klaxon's doing shady shit again.
Yeah. You guys begin to go over there just as Klaxon manages to handcuff Alithia.
I would assume Sister Kai does something too, right?
She's not pleased when he pulls out the handcuffs. But
And that's only, unfortunately, though, because she knows what those handcuffs are for.
yeah. She starts making her way over. She will probably start chasing Klaxon as he goes to leave the room. Because she knows there's one key, and she gave it back to him.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I put the keys and cuff back in my bag. That's why I was like, oh, score, rummaging through the bag. These are right here. Click, click, take the key, I'm out. So yeah, she'll probably end up grabbing me at the door and demanding the key
Yeah,
at
you
this
probably
point.
get just outside the door, and then she's like, no.
Key now.
She just grabs you by the back of the collar and is like, key. Give me key.
I'll hand her the key. I'll take the worms out. I'll hand it back to Alethea.
Okay.
Now let's see if... Let's see. Okay, yeah, she got the bag with the worms and not the other bag.
Yeah. Bag with worms in. So,
As soon as
Alethea,
she...
as soon as
Do
the
I
key is
see
given to
anything
Sister
else
Kai,
in the bag, though? Since he's already being super sus?
The bag probably would have fallen a little bit as Klaxon like quickly cuffed you and ran. So can we make me a perception check, please?
Okay.
See if you can see anything.
Yes,
19.
keep up the good rolls.
I'll tell you what's in my
Hell
bag
yeah.
here,
Bella
based on
started
the
it.
top to the
It's
bottom.
all because of her.
Please tell us what is in your bag, Klaxon.
All right, so Alethea, as I reach in for my handcuff key and hand it to Sister Kai, I reach in and quickly grab a bag out. I'm hoping it's not the bag with the worms in it. I hand it to you. You open it. It's obviously the bag and the worms. Shit, I'm screwed, so fuck it. And now that you've seen what's in my bag, my shield is on the side of it. I have a small chest with a lock on it. I have some torches, some rations. I have a water skin or two in there, some rope. I have a tinder box. One is half full. I have a mess kit for cooking, 2 crowbars, a shovel, a pickaxe, a hammer, 2 steel mirrors, 3 wooden stakes, a pouch of newt eyes, my holy symbol for Malvos, my flask of holy water. My hex handcuffs are currently on you. My flasks of oil. I have some commoner clothes. I have a skull pipe. I have my 2 orbs that you know I have, my shrunk half head, my hand on a rope. I have 1 white sheet cover left from the furniture. I have 2 healing potions, 2 smoked rabbits, 3 smoked squirrels, 2 full fishing kits, a tent, and a human bone knife. As well as, give me just a minute, where is it? And a bag with 2 gems. That's what I've got in my bag.
There you go.
Okay, you said...
That's a lot of shit. Hey, Genzi.
Do I know why you have handcuffs?
No, the only person who knows why I have handcuffs is Sister Kai, and that's because we share a room and I had to warn her in advance to keep her safe.
Okay, so now I can question it?
Yeah, now you can question it. Now the whole party knows I have handcuffs that are special with runes on them now, yeah.
Yeah, as Sister Kai takes the cuffs off, they're not just simple handcuffs. They're not like iron cuffs that would be used by the police force, like manacles. They are proper handcuffs, and they seem to have some different things carved into them. They also appear to be made of like a metallic metal, silvery color.
Stronger than regular steel, where I can't break it myself with doing a strength check. That's what I needed. And this point, I will...
I imagine you will pile into the room for this explanation.
Okay, so since the room's getting really fucking crowded here, even though my short ass is here, let's pile back into the room with the 4 beds, because there's a table with 4 chairs and 4 beds, so we can each sprawl out. Oh, sweet lord.
Do we want to be around the children?
That's, yeah, God, yes, because this is part of the children, is part of what I need to explain to you.
Okay.
Okay.
So I will come over... where'd I go? I'm somewhere.
You went under Maston, there you go.
There I am.
There is a balcony like across this bit. It's just not on the map because they decided you should go up 2 different flights of stairs. But
gotcha. So
it makes sense.
Basically, I'll sit in the most corner room over here in the corner.
Okay. Cool.
So basically, I'll sit in the corner. We'll all pile up in the room and whatnot. I will set my handcuffs on the table. I will set my my black gray orb on the table as well. And I'll motion for everybody to sit down, and I'll start explaining. Basically, what happened is my father made a deal with a hag to be one of the best dwarven forgers ever known. So she didn't know, or he didn't know when or what would happen, but he just had kid after kid after kid after kid because the deal was one of his children. I guess eventually the stars aligned properly, and I was born under an evil star. I was born veiled in shadows with purple eyes. My father knew at that point the deal was done. He went back to the hag, collected his hammer, and left my family and became one of the best forgers in the world, not just the dwarven community. What happens in that case is my soul is no longer mine. I'm born without one, and I have powers based on the hag that made the deal. We are called Hexbloods. We no longer own ourselves, and eventually, if we find the hag that made us, we can become more powerful than hags ourselves, which is the only way to absolutely free ourselves from their control and power. But if they kill the hag before certain conditions are met, we lose our soul permanently and we are left what's called a soulless one. We are an empty shell with nothing left. There is hope for you. Obviously, I am a soulless one and I can live a normal life. But at the same time, we've got to get her some kind of connection to something with humanity. And then I will look at my handcuffs and with a long, big sigh, based off of certain things, I have been haunted my entire life since birth. I cannot sleep properly. I am haunted with dreams of someone chasing me, looking at me, watching me in very frightful ways, and it seems like they're trying to take my life slowly. So these handcuffs here are meant to lessen the effects of the dreams to let me get sleep so I'm not affected by it and exhausted.
Well, I appreciate you being forthright. What does that have to do with stealing from a party member?
I was hoping to get an item from the underworld to give me an artificial soul so I no longer have to depend on being a hexblood.
Is there a way to find out?
That's what I'm trying to learn. I don't
know.
know. No, there's no way to figure out unless the hag tells you themselves. That's why I think the hag was holding on to these two children so they could prolong their life and power. Because these children are very young, and if they took them this to make them a hexblood, and these are theirs, then they can keep them alive and keep themselves more powerful and alive longer than usual.
Is Freak's gonna say anything?
Freak sort of looks over and while all of this goes on, and he says, I'm not sure whether they made us into hex bloods or whether they just killed us for our meat and bones. There was a third kid with us, but I think they killed him.
It's a possibility he didn't survive the ritual to become a hexblood, or it is a possibility that they are just harvesting children to make the pies.
I feel like this is a good conversation to have without children around in that regard.
Well, I mean, if they're going to know about this for the rest of their life, they might as well know what they are and what they can do.
How do they know if they're hexbloods or not?
That's the thing. I didn't even know until it came upon me when I walked into a church one day and I was thrown immediately out for being a blasphemous.
Well, so we just take them to St. Aldrin's and see?
It's a good place to start.
It's a good place to start. Even I don't know everything about everything. I just know over the years of me being what I am and people ridiculing me, I've done a lot of research to try to find a cure. And that's why I wanted to see if there was something in the nether realm that could help me out. And I don't have currency for the hell realms or access to them. And that is genuine.
Why would you not tell me to begin with?
Because I didn't want you guys to know, but it seems like, unfortunately, things need to be said. I was trying to heal myself and cure myself so I could be a normal person before anything happened. I didn't want you guys to know of my curse. I've been looking for a cure since I was, able to.
By not telling us, you have put us at risk already, though.
You are correct on that. You are correct, and I do feel bad about that, which is why I'm telling you now.
Is that why the hanging person affected you so much?
It's a possibility. I don't quite know with everything that's happened to me over my lifetime. Like I said, I feel somebody is truly messing with me in a very horrible, sick way for their own pleasurable enjoyment, and it causes me to have visions in my sleep and nightmares. And
wait, a lot. You said visions in your sleep.
Yep. I have visions of me killing everybody around me and gaining more powerful, and eventually, yes, that could happen. I could give in to my hexblood nature and, give in to the evil side of the hag, or I could fight it, which is what I've been doing, which is probably why I have so many nightmares and why I have many problems, because I fight the evil inside of me.
This land has been giving me similar nightmares.
When did they start for you?
With this child?
I was gonna say it could be the possibility of your connection with certain things and other realms that I'm not connected to, and the fact that you slept next to what could be a cursed child at this time. Or it could be the prolonged exposure to myself. That is a possibility too.
Oh, good. I have something to do very quickly. If you all could wrap up this conversation and explain to Claxon here the importance of friendship, um, the importance of being honest and forthright with your party members, uh, the potential side effects of being a shithead. Um, I am going to go look on the children, and I'm going to take the children into a different room.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
We'll say you go
At that
in
point,
here.
I'm sure I'm getting a whole scolding from everybody in the party about being a dick.
Yeah, does anybody want to say anything in particular, or is it just don't be a dick?
I think I already have said a little bit.
Yeah.
But in a way, I'm kind of tempted to give him the worms and see what he could, but then again, they're still souls, so I don't know. I'm conflicted. But
You
keep them for now and make a decision about it later. Just think on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the time.
Don't let my personal shenanigans dictate your character.
I'm going to take the time and remind him that we are stuck in this world, that there's no way out, and that we only have each other. And so we need to be able to trust each other. And you should not mess with that trust. You are being an ass. I think you owe Lethea an apology. And that's that.
With that, I will agree, and I will again tell Alethea sorry for not just divulging this information and coming to an agreement with the worms and having her imp betray her. Oh, it happened when I pulled you to the bar, by the way.
I look at Blitzo and go, you knew this was the reasoning behind it?
I'll interject and say he knew nothing. All he knew is I desperately needed and wanted the worms. I didn't tell him anything other than that.
Okay.
And that is the honest truth. All I told him is I wanted and needed the worms for my own personal shenanigans. I just didn't give a reason. But I knew an imp being an imp, it wouldn't be hard to convince him to be a dick either.
Yeah, at your command. But if you don't give me a command, I can't follow it. And also, I'm a devil.
Yes, but you're my devil.
Like I said, if you give me a direct command, I have to follow it. But there's wiggle room. And I like wiggling.
You cheeky boy.
I'm a good boy, really. I promise.
You were given this curse not, involuntarily, right?
Alright, so I guess with that, are we ending session there?
Did you not hear Cindy?
I did not, no.
Cindy, can you repeat, please?
So, you were involuntarily given this curse, correct?
Yes, my dad made a deal with the hag before I was born, and the hag said, one day one of your children will be mine and I will own them. And my dad tried very hard to have as many kids as he possibly could, trying to fulfill the deal, not knowing that the hag was waiting for a certain star alignment for me to be born before she took my soul.
So, why would you take these worms that are people and trade them and curse them to be in the hells forever?
Because their consequence is nothing to me as long as I find a cure for the curse so I can help others. I truly only care I only care about the consequences of my actions directly affecting my goal.
I'm sure these people would not want to, first of all, be worms, but that is not your fault. But you have a choice not to condemn them.
You are correct. I have a choice not to condemn them, but I also have a choice to figure out a cure on my own and or try to have other people help me. And one way or the other, I will find it, whether it be sacrificing people in the end, or maybe I have to sacrifice myself and start the process over again. One day I will find the truth on how to fix a Hexblood and give them back their souls, no matter the cost. The truth will be found out. Malvos says so.
To get your soul back, is what you say.
If that's the process that needs to be done, then that's the process that needs to be done. If it cures a Hexblood, then by all means, I'll devour any soul I need to get mine back. I will do what needs to be done to find a cure for these curses against people who had no choice to begin with before they were even born.
It's the same for the people that you say you would sacrifice, but we will look for a cure for you, as long as you believe it.
We will all do what we must. And with that, Claxon will pull out a leg of rabbit and start eating breakfast.
Fair enough. In the other room, a certain person has called out to their patron. The leprechaun answers and has, the next time the rest of you see Myrtle, on her, like this part of her arm, on her left arm, she has a 4-leaf clover tattoo now. You don't know what the deal was, what has been agreed or made, but you guys would notice the 4-leaf clover tattoo and nothing else. Claxon, Mastin, we've had a discussion through Discord.
Yes, of course.
But that is where we will end for tonight. If everybody's happy, doesn't need to do anything last minute. No? Excellent. I will see you all next week. Reminder to the stream, well, let you know. We will be moving to Saturdays, but at the same time, because it fits with everyone's schedules better. With work and all that jazz. So next week will be on the Saturday, and then we'll continue on Saturdays. But thank you all for listening. Thank you guys for playing.
Thank you for DMing.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, had a lot of fun.
We have to go put Minibun down. He's reaching full panics, tired, so...
Oh, baby.